All right, everybody, welcome to a slightly different setup video. We're fully doing voiceover today just to save our sanity. Welcome to a quick little daily journaling update that we're going to be doing in my Midori Hibino daily planner. And as we're getting started, you're going to see me using the pen that I'm using is the Sailor Mizutama collaboration in a fine nib, which is one of my absolute favorite pens. We're going to be back and forth a little bit with a close-up shot, which is what you're looking at right now, and an overhead shot just so they can see all of the wonderful accessories that I'm using. So here's the thing, it took me a little while to kind of figure out a more optimal way of just kind of planning in my little daily Hibino planner. And I must say that it has definitely grown on me. It's definitely has become one of those really beautiful daily practices that I absolutely look forward to. And mainly because the way I set it up, it's very mental health related. It's very mental health supportive. So I find that if you are looking for something that supports your mental health, something that gives you enough space where you can kind of process the things that are going on in your head, the things that you're dealing with, the emotions you're dealing with, all of the obstacles that may be coming your way, I do believe that you need to have enough space allocated for it. And no, I don't think that just having a quick little gratitude list is sufficient, in my opinion. It might be sufficient for you, and that's totally cool. We're each having our own individual little experiences when it comes to that, but in my opinion, what has been working for me is the top section. I kind of set it up like, it's sort of like the overview of what the plan is for today, sort of like the way that I would use like a normal planner. But then the bottom section on that left-hand side, which is what you're seeing me fill out right now, it's all about emotions. It's all about kind of writing down how you feel during certain things that you're either anticipating, certain things that have come up in my day. You get the point. So I'm not necessarily writing down how I'm feeling at that given particular moment, but a lot of times I write down just all of the emotions that sort of come up in the duration of the day. And so that kind of puts things into perspective as to what you can use this for. And sometimes I elaborate a little bit longer. Sometimes I just kind of keep it bullet point. Either way, it seems to be working. Now, the reason why I'm telling you all of this and the reason why this is such a long-winded conversation here is because I don't think that everything needs to be so point blank and in tutorial style. I do believe that sometimes it's very helpful when you sit down with your planner and I sit down with my journal, and we can kind of take a moment to kind of reflect and contemplate these ideas. It's very important because then you're giving yourself the opportunity to kind of think about exactly what's happening with your day, what's kind of coming up. So these journaling sessions generally take me about 20-25 minutes. So it doesn't take very long, but it's long in terms of if I want to be really functional or really productive, then no, that's not what this whole spread is all about. So sometimes I kind of stop myself. So by the time I make it to the right hand side of the page, I usually put in sweet moments or I put in moments that I kind of captured during the day. But before I do that, I wanted to add a few decor pieces because I always kind of run into this issue that I write first and then I decorate after. And then the decoration that I would like to add, I didn't leave enough space for it. So we're going to avoid that mistake today. If you plan like me or if you journal like me, then you already know that it's like how many times have we run into like, oh, I would love to put this sticker in, but I really can't because here we are, it's a little bit too big or it's too whatever, you know. So here we are just learning from our actual mistakes and just putting down at least a little bit of washi tape, a little bit of PT tape, and then moving right along with life. A lot of the times, you will see this in a separate video. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the opportunity to upload this before I leave on vacation. We will talk about vacation in my next video, but right now, all I wanted to say is put down the decor first in a really long-winded way. So I love the idea of adding larger decor pieces. I also love the idea of potentially adding in pictures. I am currently still on the hunt for like a really good camera, like a really good digital camera where I can just like print our our pictures. I have the sprocket, and honestly, I don't know if you have experience with the sprocket, but for me, it completely distorts the image. So I'm not a huge fan of that. I think I still have like maybe 2 packages of cartridge for it. So I do think that I will be using it up, but beyond that, I'm really not sold on it. So I will be looking into investing into maybe a better quality camera. If you have recommendations, if you are currently using like a photo printer, please let me know. I would love to hear your recommendations because I know that there's some new ones on the market and the print quality is obviously a little bit different, a little bit better. There has been some improvements, which we really have to appreciate. So this is where I sometimes get stuck. I do take my time in adding extra decor pieces, but I also want to make sure that at least I'm somewhat color coordinated when it comes to all of this so that we're not clashing too much. So it takes a moment, and that's totally fine. And this is basically like during a week where it's just becoming so congested, so much that's happening, and not because there's all of these things that are coming up within my week, but just simply because we're literally moments away from me traveling, which is both very exciting and to me, I don't know if you've traveled before, but it's also very stressful because it just adds that extra element of pressure of having to kind of finish and tying up all of the loose ends before I leave my little cocoon, before I leave my little nest. And as much as I do have this knack for adventure, but a lot of times I do find it a little bit stressful moments before I leave to just make sure that everything is taken care of in the home front, and if you are running a household, if you run a business, you already kind of know that it definitely becomes a lot busier before it can kind of slow down and become, nice and easy and breezy. Okay, back to the spread. I'm adding a few decor pieces as I mentioned. So now that I have my washi tape down, I added like this cute little bookshelf and stacking of the books. These floral dot stickers that you're seeing me place down right now, they are from Hey Planner Girl. Please stalk her Instagram and let her know to please bring these beautiful floral stickers back because I think she actually stopped her shop, which is a detriment to humanity all on its own, but very talented. I love all of her stickers. And then we also done like a cute little press-on sticker in the bottom, and it's basically is traveling related because that's kind of what we're talking about today. The bottom section, you will see it in a moment. I do reserve it for just almost like checking back in at the end of the day, but the bulk of this spread is all about capturing and recognizing small, seemingly almost like just seemingly uninteresting moments from the day that capture your attention, but then they become very meaningful to you personally. So I think that especially when we're bombarded with information at all times, and most of us definitely struggle with decision fatigue, I do think that there's something very beautiful about taking the time not only to write about these moments, but about having the mental capacity to actually remember them and to capture them. And it's so important. So if you do anything when it comes to mental health, make sure that you take a moment to slow down enough to notice these small little moments in your day that kind of brighten your day just a little bit. Even if it just creates like a minimal shift in your day or in your mood or in your outlook, those are moments that you definitely want to capture. Those are definitely moments that you want to kind of acknowledge. And the more we teach ourselves and our mind to kind of capture that, I think that the more we're going to find meaning. So that's it about me going way too deep here. But honestly, I think that the main thing is that just having this practice holds space for me. not only is it therapeutic because we're kind of slowing down enough to write for 20 to 30 minutes, but we can also kind of notice these elements about our day. And this is my little ADHD brain just popping over to emotions, just to kind of add a few extra pieces of information that I didn't want to miss before I continue updating sweet moments. Okay, let's talk about reflections. Reflections to me are sort of like an overview of the day, not necessarily highlighting. I think it's just like a bird's eye view of how you walk away from that day. You know, you can make a bullet point, or you can kind of like almost like summarize your day if you really wanted to. I kind of look at reflections almost like, these are the things that kind of came up. These are the things that I kind of took away. That was like, a lot of the times I actually related back to lessons. And the reason why I do that is because a lot of the times certain things happen that are very unpleasant, or they make me feel not so great in the moment. And I put it into reflections just so that I can make sure that I learned a lesson from it. On the right-hand side, I'm just kind of writing a little bit about what I'm actually grateful for, and I try to keep it in short format, bullet point format, just because I do like having like just a separate gratitude journal where I can kind of write a little bit more longer format about it, why I appreciate the things that I have and the things that happen and the people that are in my life. You get the point. And we are slowly wrapping up. I did leave reflections completely empty because I usually go back in at the end of the day. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and you enjoyed hanging out with me and chatting for about 12 minutes. And I hope that you will sit down next time and actually have the courage to kind of hang out with your daily pages if you have a planner that has daily pages in it, because it can kind of change your perspective on how you look at journaling as a whole. Thanks for watching, you guys, and make sure you subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you guys again next time.